Okay, what I want to get into today is the blatant, and I mean blatant disrespect that we as black citizens have had to go through over the years. And I don't want to hear from anyone who says, "Oh, here we go again, blah blah blah." Here's the thing. We have to go over this again because we as people, we as American citizens, we as white people, we as black people, we tend to forget. We tend to forget things that we need to remember, and things that we need to remember gets lost in the shuffle. And it's that age old saying once again, whereas history repeats itself. So, in order for history to stop repeating itself, we need to remember and adhere ourselves to the wrongs of history. Otherwise, once again, history repeats itself.
Urge magazine, February 1997 issue. On page 44, 45, 48, and 49, there is a write-on article entitled Righting a Wrong by Lori, Lori, Lori Robinson, Robinson. The Japanese American redress movement has become a model for African American reparations activists. Raymond Jenkins, a Detroit activist known as Reparations Ray, said,
Reparations Ray.
Everybody thought it was a joke for years, thought I was a crackpot. They laughed themselves to death. And when the Japanese got their $20,000 each, then they stopped laughing.
Right.
The 1988 Civil Liberties Act provided a formal apology and $20,000 to Japanese American survivors of World War II in internment camps, totaling more than $1 billion.
Wow. You hold up right there. So, $20,000 for each person. $20,000, which totaled $1 billion. Now, this is back in what? This is back then. So, let me get my stats here. Where is that? Okay. So, if you take $20,000 and put it into today's money, that comes out to over $350,000 per person in today's money. Over $350,000 in today's money. So you translate that. Say if that happened today, that would be $350,000 per person. Reparations. But here again, we're always told, "Oh, that happened so many years ago." but I digress. That's definitely for another section on what's being said. But I just wanted to make that point.
I mentioned this last time, and it seemed to be some little concern. The Japanese Americans, Japanese that were American citizens that lived here in America, are not the ones that declared war on us. You obviously understand that. But the imperial government of Japan did. And the reason that they were put in internment camps is because the thought was that perhaps even though American citizens, they may have ties to their home country and their homeland, and they may be in favor of the war and might even be used as possible spies or saboteurs. And so to protect both them and America, they took them out of circulation, as it were, and put them into internment camps. Now, the ones that were put into internment camps were not the Japanese that bombed Pearl Harbor.
True.
But they were of the same nationality, the same ethnicity, the same nation. After the war was over, then the federal government gave those Japanese Americans that had been placed in internment camps a public national apology
And apologize.
and compensated each one of them $20,000 apiece,
Right.
which, as I said just now, which I did not say last time, totaled about $1 billion. All right, now listen carefully. The connection between the current status of somebody or the current wealth of somebody and the future status, the way it turns out, is the way the economic system works. Mm-hmm. He explains, this is Swinton, the economist, if you practice slavery, discrimination, racism, or any of those things for some period of time,
right,
it does have an impact on the future well-being of that group. Mm-hmm. It's not enough just to stop doing those things. Once you get behind in ownership of capital, the normal process of the economy will keep you behind forever.
Right. And that's the thing. We've been trying to play, we as black people have been trying to play catch up since day one. We've been trying to play catch up since day one. And I know other people can point out, well, you're not doing this and you're not doing that. True. Okay, true. But when you've been behind the eight ball for so long, again, not trying to make excuses, but I'm just giving reality, all right? Now, some individuals, yes, you you can say that about them. You can't make excuses, but overall, it's been an uphill climb. Overall, me personally, the way I was raised in a single family home, Bronx, New York. Living conditions not the best, but I had a roof over my head. I had love in the home. There was days that we had to, scrap for money. I mean, really scrap for money, okay, just to get by. I remember eating ketchup sandwiches. And that was, it was rough. It was rough. Now, thankfully, I didn't go the route of crime. I didn't go the route of a lot of those things, okay? For some reason, it was like, I was set in my ways. I wanted to see good, even though I had bad surrounding me. It's one of those situations where you're determined to do better. You're determined. I'll put it this way. Crime scared me. The idea of being locked up, that scared me. That really scared me. So I saw a lot of things going on around me, but those things were a deterrent for me. And I saw myself doing better, didn't know what I was going to be doing in the future, looking ahead, but I still saw myself doing better than what I was brought up in. So you look at it in my situation, if it was, I've already painted the picture of me having to deal with a lot. I've seen people get killed. I've seen robberies. I saw so many things as a teen, as a young teen also. What was that? Okay. Got a little distracted there. But I saw so many things as a teen that, but most of all, I need to say this, my grandfather was a positive influence. He was that male role model for me that was a positive influence, that even though I tried some little things growing up as a kid, as a teen, I was pickpocketing. I did it for about a month or two, and then I realized, hey, this isn't for me. I used to, do graffiti on the walls. Again, that wasn't me. So I was the type of kid that I was determined to stay in my own lane, do my own thing, and not follow behind others. And again, I had my grandfather as a role model. So just give a hats up to grandpa.
He defines capital as human capital, things that enables one to earn money, such as an education and professional experience, and physical capital, assets such as financial holdings and ownership. The main consequence for future generations of current discrimination or past discrimination is that it reduces the capital of accumulation.
Right.
Swinton says, if it is desirable, get this now, if it is desirable to equalize the status of the races in the future, then there must be some makeup, some compensation, some reparations, whatever you want to call it, for the capital that those groups were prevented from accumulating. Otherwise, the past will continue to perpetuate itself throughout the future.
Exactly. Exactly.
You get that? See, that's why reparations is so important, see? And this whole racism thing is economics.
Right.
It's all about economics. The color thing is a smokescreen for the economics. Hey, there would not have been any slavery if it hadn't paid dividends.
Right.
Let's be fair about this situation. Remember, the Japanese imperial government declared war on the United States and killed approximately 3,000 Americans in their attack on Pearl Harbor, December 7, 1941. No black nation has ever declared war on America. Is there no milk of human kindness in this great nation? No Christian charity? You give those of the nation who killed your sons and husbands money and a national apology.
Right.
And treat your most loyal citizens and supporters like dirt.
That's true. That is so true.
I mean, I know it hurts, but the truth will make you free.
Mm-hmm.
Name me one war that the Federal Republic of the United States of America has ever been involved in where they were at war with a black nation. Excuse me. America was at war with Spain, Mexico. They weren't black folk.
Right.
America's been at war with Germany. That was white on white war. America has been at war with Russia. Cold War, hot war, all the other kind of war. That was white folks against white folks. America has been at war in Asia with Korea. Those aren't black folk. With Japan, those aren't black folk. With Vietnam, those aren't black folk. Yet, you required your black second-hand citizens who couldn't even ride in the front of the debt-blamed bus to go overseas and give their blood and their lives for your freedom, and then treated them like dogs.
And when they came back from being overseas with uniforms on, they were treated like dogs. That's true.
It was Germans, white folk, in U-boats between East Coast America and Europe that sunk all those ships with your white relatives, brothers and sisters and husbands on board those ships. Those were white folk sinking your ships and your people. But then you required black folk to go to war on your behalf. And then while they were in those particular wars,
and we were
segregated them.
Right.
Wouldn't even eat with them.
Right.
Wouldn't even have fellowship with them. But
Exactly.
required them to go die for you.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I mean, right is just right. Come on, guys. Come on, friend. Come on, come on, come on. Right is just right. Now, here's my point. See, I'm not getting on the nation. I'm not trying to get on any people. I'm not mad at anybody, but I want to do it dramatically enough to get you to thinking so that you black folk, when you hear about reparation, you won't think it's some kind of strange animal. We have a right to something, man. We've been abused and misused. We got a right. And like I said last week, maybe if we declare war on America, maybe we can get $20,000 apiece for a national apology.
Right. Get some sort of respect.
Seem like if you do good, you get kicked in the butt. But if you drop bombs on them, you get an apology.
Right.
Man, the black folk been the most loyal people to this country and been mistreated or worse. One nation under God with liberty and justice for all if your skin is white. What a mockery. I mean, I know things are better now than they were 100 years ago, but blame it, they should have been a lot better than that, a lot sooner than that.
They'll say today, how dare you? How dare you talk down about the country that you live in? But he's speaking truth. He is absolutely speaking truth. And people don't want to hear truth. They want to hear everything is good. And if you speak bad about the country, and here's the thing, it's not so much speaking bad about it, it's telling the truth about it and what needs to be improved. But yet it's taken as, how dare you? Again, right is right, wrong is wrong. And the way things have been going on is wrong. And we as black people have to do better. We as black people have to come together, unify even more than what we're doing now, and stop making a mockery of ourselves. Yeah, a lot of us wasn't brought up in the way we should be, but as adults, we need to have a coming to Jesus party and make amends for whatever wrong direction we're going in, and allow Jesus to come into our lives and redirect our focus and paths. Because that's the only way we're going to get on the track that we need to be on. So, if you like this video, give a like. Please subscribe if you haven't. Blessings to you. Until the next time. No said.